Hello, Gunner. Long time no see. Hey, listen, you probably have heard, but we're going to do some online recorded lessons so we can keep you going and so that you will remember the things that you have started learning. So I realized that I gave you a few different books to take home with you the last time we met, which was quite a while ago. I don't, however, have those same books with me to go off of. So I am going to make some copies of, for this week at least, of some books that I would like you actually to be using. Because I think if we speed through these books, they're going to give you a better foundation for then in soon, probably, we don't have much left of this year, but if you continue to take next fall, we'll be shortly in the green books, and it will just be a good, nice transition, okay? So this is the same, these are just orange books, and they're by the same composer, Alfred's music and so forth, and a lot of the things you've already learned in them, but it's just going to give us a little bit more of a foundation, as I mentioned, for moving on, okay? So this is Technique book, and this is what we're going to start. For today, we are going to do both pages. So I'm giving you a little more to do than I would have in the green book. You let me know if it's too much, okay? But let's first just take a look before we take it over to the piano. We have this song first in letter A, which is going to have our right hand play first because we've got the treble clef, right? And then our left hand will play the second line, okay? And there's actually, notice there's a double bar at the end of each one, so it's like they're two separate pieces. So we can have a little bit of a pause after this right hand finishes playing to prepare and get ready for our left hand to play, okay? Let's notice a few things about it, talk about some things we've already discussed just as a reminder. When we have this little round circle between two notes that are different, because these obviously are all different notes, that's called a slur. And the slur means that those stay nice and smooth together, those two notes. So here would be if I did not play a slur, right? Or here's even staccato, even shorter. Here's those same notes slurred. I'm sure you can hear at least a little difference. That's how we want those to sound. Okay. And each of these little patterns are moving in seconds. You'll notice that, which just means we're stepping. And then we are on the next note that we just ended on, and we step up again. Then we're on the next note you just ended on, and you step up again, okay? Also, we have this quarter note rest, which means it's a one count rest. So we obviously don't play each time we have that rest, okay? And you'll see the word lift right here. That's because in order to get a nice sound for our rest, we're going to play smooth lift. We kind of lift our hand up, and it allows for a good rest and a good sound. Watch me doing that, okay? I'm just going to play a couple of those measures. Lift, lift, lift. So I'm literally just kind of pushing my hand up into the air a little bit rather than playing like this. It's almost the same sound. The sound difference is very imperceptible, but it is the technique that we're working on, which in later songs and music, it helps a lot to learn. So again, watch how I'm lifting. Lift, 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 lift. Okay? All right, so I want you to now go to the C position, and I want you to try that with me now that you've heard it a couple of times. So get your music out, put it in front of you. We're on page 6 in Technique, letter A, which is called Give Us a Lift. Okay, so right hand only. We're going to go nice and slow, even slower than I was just playing, and practice together. Ready, and lift, 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 lift. Okay? Now pause it and practice that till you feel like you've got that lift down and you're doing it comfortably. Then come back. Okay, still on letter A, Gunner, we're going to do the second line with our left hand. We know how that lift works now, so we're just going to create that same look, that same feel with the left hand. It, however, is going to start up on the G. We're still in C position. Still in C position with our left hand. By the way, this is just marking middle C so you can see it on the piano because the keyboard looks skewed. Anyhow, so we're on our thumb on G. So listen to it and then try playing it with me. Lift, lift, lift. Okay? All right, let's try it together. Ready, play. Lift, 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 lift. Good. Okay, will you pause that and play through both of those lines till you feel really comfortable? Okay, now we're moving on to B. Now you may find, Gunner, that you want to do A one day and then you come back and start this recording again, and then you're going to do B the next day. And likewise, and same with C. C might be a different day. Or you could play them all once each day. It's really a matter up to you. I just want you to get very comfortable with each one, okay? But there's an idea for you. That would be 4 days of practice if you did one each day, right? Okay, so on to B. We're back to the C position, and let's just pull it up and take a look again. Okay, so now we're just having 3 notes in a row before we get our lift and our rest. Otherwise, it's very similar to what we've already done. Moving up again, except for this last one comes down instead, okay? All right, so we know that smooth feeling, lift, smooth lift, and so forth. All right, listen to me play it, and then we'll have you play along. Okay, watch while you're listening, use your eyes to follow along in the music, okay, rather than just listening. So look at letter B, look at that treble clef, that first one, and follow along while I play. Here we go. C, D, E, lift. D, E, F, lift. E, F, G, lift. F, E, D, lift. C, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay? All right. Now we're going to do it together, but we're going to go more slowly. Same thing. We're up on that C position. If you make a mistake, it's okay. Just do the best you can, and then I'm going to have you pause and practice on your own anyway. Here we go. Ready, and C, D, E, lift. D, E, F, lift. E, F, G, lift. F, E, D, lift. C, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay, pause and practice till you feel like you have got it down. Okay, on to the left hand. Same idea, but we're just starting with our thumb. Listen and watch while I play it. Again, watching meaning follow along in the music and not watching necessarily the video. If you're able, I'm hoping, I don't know what your computer situation is, come to think about it. It may not be near your keyboard, so that may not work, but do whatever does work, and that'll be fine. Okay, here we go. Lift. F, E, D, lift. E, D, C, lift. D, E, F, lift. G, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay, if you are able to be at the keyboard, then I'm assuming you're going to be playing this along with me now. All right, we'll go slow. Second line, ready, and G, F, E, lift. F, E, D, lift. E, D, C, lift. D, E, F, lift. G, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay, pause and practice that one till it's very comfortable as well, and you feel like you understand how that exercise works. Then we'll move on to C. So C is on page 7. And all we're doing is adding another note. So we'll have now 2 rests, okay? We're adding that, having that same lift. We just end, moving up the scale. We still start on our second finger here. Notice it does change more quickly. It just like this one here started on the 4th and came down. That's exactly what we do on the last measure here. It's just that we have one less. This one had 4 measures. Oops, excuse me, 5. And this one has 5 also, but one of them's consumed with more rest. So we get in a little bit less notes, okay? All right, watch how I do it. Well, let me change that and say it the way I did before. Listen, and if you're close to your keyboard, put the music up on the keyboard and watch the music while I'm playing. Or you could even play it twice. Once watching me play it on the keyboard, and once while listening to me play it, and then following it on your music before you even play, okay? All right, so my hand's up on the C position. Ready, and C, D, E, F, lift and rest. D, E, F, G, lift, rest. F, E, D, C, lift, rest. You'll probably notice that what I chose to do and the way I said it was for this first rest, I was saying lift just to remind us to lift, but we were still resting. And then on the second time, I would say rest. So we still got our rests in each time. It's just that one I was saying lift and one I was saying rest. I'll do that same thing on the left hand. Okay, if you're by your keyboard, then I want you to go and practice this now. If you're not, try going and practicing it. Just move back and forth between the computer and the keyboard so that you can feel how it goes. All right, still with the treble clef on letter C. Ready, and C, D, E, F, lift, rest. D, E, F, G, lift, rest. F, E, D, C, lift, rest. Pause and try it a couple times on your own. Now on to the left hand, starting with G, same kind of an idea. Here we go. G, F, E, D, lift, rest. F, E, D, C, lift, rest. D, E, F, G, lift, rest. Okay, practice those, pause it, and get to where you feel totally comfortable with letter C. Moving on to D, our final one in technique for the week. This one's a little different. We do have rests still, but not as many. And now we're going to implement a tie in the middle of each, okay? So we'll play this little pattern, da, 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 tie, da, da, rest, da, 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 tie, da, da, rest. Da, 2, 3, 4, off. That's the singing of it, which hopefully helps because that way at least I can point to the rest since you won't be able to see it while I'm playing. Now I will play that same thing. Okay, listen, and again, if you're able, watch your music while you're listening and follow along. Ready, and C, D, E, D, hold, E, F, rest. G, F, E, F, hold, E, D, rest. C, 2, 3, 4, off. You'll notice that time instead of saying tie, when we were tying, I used the word hold. You could use either one. It's just something to help you think through doing it, right? With the left hand, so pause that and practice that several times. In fact, let's do that one together in the right hand because that one's a little more involved. Here we go, slower, ready, play. C, D, E, D, tie, E, F, rest. G, F, E, F, tie, E, D, rest. C, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay, practice that one till you're comfortable. Pause and do so and come back. Left hand, here we go, same idea, starts on the G. ready. I'll play, you can listen, follow along, and then you play. Ready, and G, F, E, F, tie, E, D, rest, C, D, E, tie. Oops, I said that weird, but I played it right. Rest. E, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay, pause and practice and come back. Okay, here we go together again. Ready, and G, F, E, F, tie, E, D, lift, C, D, E, D, tie, E, F, lift, E, 2, 3, 4, off. And that time you'll notice I said lift instead of the rest. Still gives us the rest, but it reminds us to lift too. Okay, as I mentioned then, you can play those all in one day, or you can practice one a day, or however you want, but try to get through all 4 during the week. Okay, we're going to go on now, and we're going to go to this lesson book, this orange one, which you won't have the book yet, but I'll copy these pages for you so that you can use them, okay? And we're going to work today, this week, only on page 36 and 37. Now, these are going to feel pretty easy for you in comparison to what we were doing in the green books. But again, I feel like it will give you such a better foundation without being quite as tricky. And very soon we'll move into things within this very book that are actually very similar to the green book. Okay, you'll notice here that they're showing us that, yes, we're playing in the C position, just like we're used to. And they're talking about seconds, which you already know about. So you already have a head start here, okay? And as you know, a second is just one note going right to the note right next to it. Even if that note, it doesn't matter if it's up or if it's down. So here it says up a second, and then up a second, down a second. Good, kept recording, sorry. So let me do that again. Up a second, down a second, down a second. And that's what they're doing over here as well, just showing you. Notice we also have that slur that we just worked on. So these two are more connected, more smooth than these two, okay? These two can be a little bit more detached. All right, and this is one full song because notice the double bar is only at the end, right? Okay, so it's all moving in seconds, and you're going to find it's not tricky for you to do. Okay, let me play through the whole song one time, and then I will have you practice along with, okay? Here's how it will sound. Detached, now smooth, detached, and now smooth, detached. You get the idea? Left hand now. That whole last measure had a slur across the whole top, so it was all completely smooth. Okay, so now you've listened. Now get your music out and make sure that you have it up there on your keyboard if, again, you're able to use that right along with your computer. If not, listen to the computer, then go and play it on the keyboard, and then come back to the computer. Okay, let's do that top line, right hand only. So we're starting on middle C, and we have 3 middle C's in a row. But again, what our goal is for this song is not just to play the notes, but to really hear a difference between the notes that have a slur and the notes that don't, okay? All right, now that you've heard it, see if you can just try playing right along with me, right from the very beginning. We'll go down a little bit slower. 1, 2, ready, play. Smooth. Okay, you're going to pause now and practice that a couple of times so you can hear whether you're creating that smooth sound versus the detached notes, okay? Then come back and we'll do the left hand. Okay, for the left hand, same idea, starting on a fifth finger with C. Ready, play. Smooth. Off. Okay? All right, take some time now and practice that one. You'll have it in a jiffy, not hard for you at all. And that will be a good one. Okay, going on now to page 37. If I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure this is the case, we've already talked about dotted half notes, that they get 3 counts. It's like a half note, which gets 2. Then when we add the dot, it gives us an extra count. Okay, so of course 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is also discussing tied notes, which you've already learned about. Okay, so this song, Balloons, starts in our left hand and finishes in the right. The whole song is soft because we have this P on both lines, okay? All right, so I want you to look at the very beginning here and just notice with your eyes before you even play, Gunnar, if you are stepping between these notes or if you are skipping. Look through that whole first line a moment. Just observe. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you will have found that you are stepping between every note. There are no skips between any of those notes. They're all steps. Let's do the same thing here. Let's look at this second line. What do we have? Do we have any skips? Nope, no skips. So everything's going to be right next to each other as we play. Not necessarily in this order, but nonetheless, they'll all be right by, right? Okay. So left hand, like I mentioned, starts us out. Oh, let's notice this too. Look, we've got this big slur all the way across the entire thing on both lines. So this is a very smooth piece, okay? Because it's not the kind of balloons that are popping. It's like a balloon obviously going up into the sky, which just gently sails, okay? All right, if you're by your computer, put your music up on by your keyboard and your computer. Put your music on your keyboard. And listen and follow along with your eyes on the music while I play the song. Again, it's soft. It also has a repeat sign at the end, which I'm not going to take right now, but at home I want you to. Okay, here we go. Ready, play. Hold, 2, 3. Tie, 2, 3, off. And that's where, of course, you'd go back and repeat. Okay, so I was never loud, and none of it was smooth, or none of it was staccato or short or disconnected. None of it sounded like this. Right? Could you tell the difference? Here's smooth. Okay, so that's what you're going to work on to create that kind of a sound. Okay. Now, let's take a look and slowly play that first line together, okay? All right, and unless I'm going to keep repeating this, at least on this lesson. Next time, you'll just know I realize you may or may not have your keyboard and your computer by each other. But for now, I'm going to state it. If you have your computer and your keyboard by it, try playing along with me. So we're starting with the first line, left hand on D with our 4th finger, soft. And we're stepping. Ready, and. Goes down, back up, back down, down lower, back up, and down. 2, 3. Let's try that again, okay? Ready, play. 2, 3. Okay. All right. Pause and practice that a couple times till you're comfortable. And then let's go on. Here's the right hand. Still is soft, right? We're stepping again, and we're keeping everything smooth and legato, we call that. Ready, and. tie, 2, 3, off. Okay. Did you notice that in the left hand, or excuse me, the right hand on that last line, all we did was go up and come right back down, right? Fairly easy pattern. Whereas the left hand on the first line, it wasn't a hard pattern, but it went back and forth between notes. It didn't just follow a pattern of going up and down explicitly, right? Okay. All right, pause it and practice that and get really comfortable, because now we're going to add something cool to this one to end off for the week. So often in our music here, we will have a little duet part, okay? And that means that you're going to learn this well enough that I'm going to play this and you're going to be playing this on at the same time while I play it, okay? They go together. That's a duet. All right, so practice this. Get it feeling really comfortable. When you've got it, come back to the piano, and I'm going to play through this several times. Oops, sorry. Okay, I'm going to come back. I'm going to play this like 3 times in a row so that you can play it, pause, and then play it again and so forth, and practice with me, okay? I'll count 1 whole measure before we start. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, play. And then that way you'll know when you're supposed to come in so that you and I are in sync. Okay? All right. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm getting ready to play that part. I'll count out, be loud, the 1, 2, 3 play before we start. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, hopefully that went okay. Let's do it again. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, one final time. This time I'm not going to say repeat. And at the very end, make sure you hold that last note, the full 3 counts, right? You've got a tie, you've got a D, 2, 3, tie, 2, 3, off. And at the very end, when you are finished with that, lift your hands, and we'll lift them together, because I'm going to be playing it just like this too. 1, 2, 3, off. And our sound will end at the same time, which is a cool thing. Okay, here's our final time. Get your hands up there, get ready. I'll count out loud to start, but then I won't say a word. 1, 2, 3, play. Oops, you see that? I blew it. I didn't have a flat written on my notes, and I forgot to play it that way. Can we start again? And that might have been a little fast too. I'll slow it down as well. Sorry about that. 1, 2, ready, play. goodness, my girls keep calling me. Now we're going to start again. One last time, okay? Red. 1, 2, 3, play. Okay, sorry for those interruptions. Okay, good luck. I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much, Gunnar. See ya.